whole bunch of them. What's the word, y'all? What's the word? Early morning worm for breakfast. Early bird gets the worm. Early bird gets the worm. So I got a couple of positions that I just heard about. One of the positions is in Arden Hills, Minnesota. Now, if it's in Arden Hills, I'm assuming that it could be Boston Scientific. That this is a Linux engineer position. I'm probably gonna go ahead and post this in the video, or I might just post it in the chat. Another position came out, a little disappointed in the rate. They were paying like 20 to 23 an hour, and they said they wanted 5 years experience. Well, hell, in 5 years you can make almost $100,000. 5 to 10 years, you can get to that. And it's for desktop support. I'm assuming that it's some Indian-based company, or they on some H1B visa crap, but they want 5 years of your life, man. 5 years for $23 an hour. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. That's insane. And I've talked about this before with y'all about, like, you got, I think, man, any IT job, I don't care what it is, it should at least pay $60,000. I don't care if you password resetting, every single IT job should at least pay $60,000, man. That should be a federal law. It should start at 60, because you're dealing with tech, information technology. You want somebody to have 5 years, and you gonna pay them $20-something on a contract? But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna post it, man. But it's kind of embarrassing. Like I hate seeing rates like that for people, man. I just think, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Unless you still them with if you could double up, if you got a remote position and then that's remote, yeah. But other than that, man, I hate it when they do that to people. At least give somebody $30, man. At least 28, because after the tax, So, but yeah, that's my job update for y'all, man. But what I was going to say is that I got a little update. Well, actually, I need to talk to the agency again, but I got a little update in terms of, and so now what I'm doing, yes, even in this market, I'm weighing out my pros and cons. I said, okay, I got to get back on the hunt, because these folks are not really trying to honor, they don't want to honor, they don't want to honor my hybrid, they don't want to honor my hybrid contract. I guess I'm parking here today. I ain't parking here in a minute. They don't want to honor my hybrid contract, y'all. They just don't. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to at least let me get 1 day remote a week. But now the argument is, well, you got to be here to do the physical stuff. If there ain't anything physical, if I'm not deploying anything, I'm always responding to emails. That's still part of the project coordination. I'm responding to emails and all that kind of stuff. So the manager's like, yo, that's why I want you here, because I don't want, he said, I know you're gonna do the work, but at the same time, I don't want a situation where you're at home and you're not working. He said that's just people. Sometimes but here's the thing. That's why I ask people, that's why when people say, hey, is it busy in the office? Or sometimes a guy micromanage. I said, if I walk into this building, it's busy. I don't give a damn what's going on. If I walk into this building, it's busy. I really don't care about the optics and all of that. So I gotta find me something, and like I recommend the medical world, which don't really pay that much, or the financial world. Those are the last to go. So that's kind of the target. You know, if they could put me between 90 and 110, then I'm good. If you could put me around 90 to 110, then that's where I want to look at. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was completely remote and I could pull a double up, then, you know, that could put me in between 115 to back to maybe 115 to 150. So, but yeah, y'all beware of that, man. These folks will tell you one thing and then it'll be another. You can't trust them. Don't be loyal to them. If you find a bigger bag, then just go along with that. Some changes to the channel that I did want to say. I think I want to start focusing more on, you know, getting some black IT professionals and interviewing them. I might wait until I move to do a lot of that, but I'm gonna try to do some of that on StreamYard. But I would much rather have my podcast equipment, to be quite honest, you know. But my microphone is gonna be of podcast quality, and theirs is gonna be basically just a phone. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll figure that out. I might use the Monocaster for that, or I might just go ahead and just get my podcast machine back up so I could do those recordings. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the positions coming. I'm still seeing positions open up in the fourth quarter. A lot of places is closing out their fiscal year. You know, they wrapping it up in October. You know, they're not waiting till the end of December. They're wrapping up their fiscal year in October, and they just, you know, their budget, they're not spending no more money beyond October. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wasn't really too happy. And that's another reason why I said, okay, if y'all not gonna honor y'all's promise, then give me a higher rate. I don't want to hear nothing about no damn scope. Give me anywhere closer to the $50 an hour plus I want. Because if y'all not gonna honor the remote option, then let me get that. So sometimes you gotta, when they renew a contract, man, negotiate every time. So I'll holler at y'all.